Hi, I'm Michael Gadlin. Welcome to my studio.
And I'm Kate Bordoni. Thanks for joining us on Arts District.
Our team is small, but it's mighty.
And we're committed to bringing you some of the best of what Colorado has to offer in arts and culture.
And to help train the next generation of arts storytellers.
Our team joined regional producers in university classrooms across the state,
guiding students as they created their own stories about artists in their communities.
Now we're sharing those stories with you.
Our first story takes us from Southern Colorado to Music City, USA. We meet Chris Pettine, city councilor by day and country music artist by night.
We follow his journey to create a new identity, along with some soulful country tunes. Fort Lewis College student and filmmaker Will Langston brings us this story.
Country is one of the few types of music that really affects people emotionally. You know, you don't find yourself listening to rock and roll music and, you know, tears coming to your eyes or feeling that sort of emotional component very much. It's about real people's lives and it is relatable. My name is Chris Pettine, and my day job is I own a real estate company and a property management company that does vacation rental management. I have dabbled in politics. I'm a city councilor for Durango, Colorado. Stewardship of that has been amazing. Music entered my life when I was young. I started playing instruments from the first opportunities that I could. I played guitar eventually. By the time I was 11, I was in guitar lessons. And then the guitar teacher said that I would never learn to play guitar. So he kicked me out of lessons. That was the auspicious beginning of my guitar background. Honestly, that kind of started me off on trying to write my own music. Being in Colorado is a big part of the music on some level because I think the backdrop to most of my life experience has been here. I ended up in Durango, Colorado for college, which is where I live now. My first album was actually a duo with a guy named Tyler Gummersall. And Tyler's the producer on this record that we're talking about, Life of Crime. He produced my next record, which will hopefully come out next year, and he plays guitar among other instruments on the record. And he's really contributed a ton to it. I mean, if it wasn't for Tyler, I don't think any of us would have been in that space doing what we've been doing. Tyler was in Nashville when we did our first record, and he had relationships with all these folks and was able to put this band together. And they were in Nashville, so for me, they weren't going to come to me. I had to go to them, and that's why we went there. We had, some world-class musicians on the record. Brad Pemberton is the drummer, plays with Steve Earle, used to play with Ryan Adams and the Cardinals, some of my favorite all-time musicians. Dave Jakes is the bassist. He plays with John Prine. He's been his bassist for 30 years. Jen Gunderman is the keyboardist. She plays with Sheryl Crow. She's a professor of music at Vanderbilt University. Getting to go to Nashville is like living another life in some ways. It's probably appropriate that I have a stage name because it's like being another person. My alter ego's name is Robert Kent Voss, and I need one because my name, Chris Pettine, is a little hard for people to pronounce.
My stage name came from a situation when my son was born. He had some genetic issues, and I was adopted, so didn't really know what my genetic history was. So because he had those issues, I went and did some research and found my original birth certificate.
So I found that name, Robert Kent Voss. That seemed like a natural name to use. Life of Crime is sort of the basis of the album. That song is foundational to it. It comes out of the experience of having a child that, you know, had some issues early on in life, and certainly the child in that song is very autobiographical to me. And it also comes out of this idea that, you know, the crime in life sometimes isn't literal, that a lot of the things that we do, intentional or not, or maybe crimes against ourselves, crimes against the people we love. Certainly in that song, the protagonist is someone who's really struggling with the things that he's done to his family, and he's going back home for the funeral of his son. I mean, it's a very dark, dark song. I can't dredge that image up when I'm performing that song, because if I do, I won't get through it. So I actually think about some other story, you know, when I'm playing it. I have to get a little edge in there. I have to think a little bit about it, you know.
I pulled into town with a light, past the park and its swing. Couldn't see our house through these watery eyes. I could feel you in everything. Stepped out of the car and put on my magic clothes, and let the warm air fill my lungs. Tried to recite one of the spells I wrote to wash away the things we've done.
So, Kate, have you ever thought about using a stage name for your music?
Oh, okay. So actually, I've gone by the moniker Katie Sleeveless since I was like a teenager.
Like this?
Yes, slice them off. I love it. My favorite alter ego of all time, though, is Garth Brooks when he did the whole Chris Gaines thing.
Oh, I totally remember the Chris Gaines moment.
Yeah.
Short-lived. And I learned this musician's stage name is a way of him honoring his heritage.
Yes, so cool. And we're really thrilled to hear that his son Dylan is doing great and actually following in his father's footsteps by writing music of his own.
You can find out more of Chris's, or shall we say Robert's, music online.